welcome back to Watch AC Homestead. Today we're going to learn how to make one of my favorite foods, artisan bread.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Yeah, he eats a lot of it.
I'm trying to remember, when did we start making that and why?
We went to the natural solutions. We decided to start trying to bake homemade bread, and he was in the kitchen with me one time and noticed that I was putting sugar in it, and he was kind of concerned, not really liking that there's a lot of sugar in the bread. Not a whole lot, but you know, you have to add sugar to the bread. So we did some research and found this one that has no sugar in it, and I tried it out, and he actually, turns out he loves it.
Yes.
So I usually make about 4 batches of this so that we have it for a few days, but today we're just going to show you how to make one batch. The upside to this bread is it's pretty much foolproof. It's not something that you have to babysit or rise and knead and all this kind of stuff, so it's real easy for busy people on the go. All we're going to have is 3 cups of flour. I just went ahead and measured everything out so it would make it a little easier for us. So there's 3 cups of flour. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of yeast. Go ahead and put that in there.
All right.
1 teaspoon of salt. And 1.5 cups of warm water. You don't want it hot because it will actually kill your yeast. You want it warm just to activate that yeast up in there.
And that's it, huh?
And
4
you just
ingredients.
pour that in there. Just kind of all over everything. And then you're going to take your little rubber spatula and go ahead and mix that together. You just want to combine it. You don't have to knead it. You don't have to make it perfect. You just want to get the flour wet. So just go ahead and mix that up. One of the cool things about this bread is you can add different stuff to it at the end. What we do is we're going to let it set overnight. We're going to lid it, let it set overnight. It'll bubble, kind of get all of that yeast going and a little bit of fermentation going, and then we're going to throw it out on some flour. We'll show you that after tonight.
Yep.
It sits for about 8 hours is the shortest I would recommend it go. You can I've let it go for 24 hours because I forgot it was up there. So it's pretty much foolproof, honestly.
Yeah, because it didn't taste bad after the 24
Yeah,
hours.
no,
I
it
couldn't
doesn't.
tell any difference.
Yeah, so you're just going to go ahead and get that mixed up.
And if you wanted to add other ingredients like garlic, or what are some different options to put in there?
You can do, and that's the cool thing is once it sets and we've got everything all made up, what you can do is you can add some roasted garlic cloves to it. You can do your cheddar jalapeno bread if that's something you like. You can, like how they make the everything bagels, go ahead and put some poppy seeds, some hemp seeds, flax seeds are great in it. Just different wheat germs, all kinds of stuff you can do with it. So I have found that this one is just a white flour, but if you want to do the whole wheat, I would do about 1.5 cups of the white flour and 1.5 cups of the whole wheat flour. If you do any more than that, I found it's kind of gummy. So that's pretty much perfect. It's just kind of all wet and soppy and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and set that on the towel or in the thing. Cover it up, and this will set just on top of your fridge in a warm spot for 24 hours is what we're going to do. We'll just do it overnight, maybe even 12 hours.
Okay.
So depending on what time I decide to cook it tomorrow. So we will be back in just a little bit and let y'all see the next steps.
All right. See you after a bit.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we've let the bread dough sit overnight, and now we are ready to
Make bread.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. It just kind of bubbled up, got a little wet. It looks kind of soppy and messy, and that's a normal reaction result. All we're going to do now is, since you are going to be the first one making bread, it's his first time, so y'all be nice. We're going to flour our surface.
Okay. Get dirty in here.
When you open this, you will get like yeasty beer smell. That's normal. That's something you want. That's the ferment in the bread, so that's actually something you want to smell. So when you open it and you get that whiff of the yeast, it's not something that's a bad thing.
A little more, a little less?
A little tiny bit more because this one's kind of wet. You'll see all the bubbles in here. I don't know how well the camera can see it, but bubble is normal. It just kind of is gloppy and goopy. And make sure your fingers are good and floured. You're going to want to have...
And we'll add a little more.
Yeah. You want your hands to be good and floured, yeah.
Something
you're
like
gonna,
that?
Yep, you're going to start just pulling that out. You're going to need to help it out a little bit, so just
Start
reach
up
in
there
there. And,
and-
yeah, just kind of,
I'm looking in there like, what's in there?
yeah, just kind of scoop it out. You don't have to be scared of it. It's nothing that you guys can mess up. This is about the most foolproof bread I've ever found in my life, which is why I make it, because it's kind of hard to destroy.
Well, if I can end up doing this,
Yeah,
then yeah, it's foolproof,
you know. So what we're going to do is you're just going to have a little bit of bread sprinkled on, or flour, I'm sorry, sprinkled on there. Kind of rub it across the top to get it just a little bit of flouring, get some of that moisture out of it.
Do a little more on moist.
Now what I'm going to have you do is form it into a ball.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of push it up into a ball. See where it's sticky is where you're going to want to just sprinkle a little flour on your hands and on the bread.
All right.
And then kind of turn it over onto the flour again.
So just kind of come up on each side and
Yeah,
roll and
just
go
kind
ball?
of do that. And you don't want too much flour in it. You know, it's kind of a thinner, softer dough, but go ahead and do that and turn it over on itself.
All right.
Onto that, and then tuck it under, just kind of form it into a ball. We're going to get ghost here in a minute and start showing you how. Yeah, just kind of, there you go.
Mm-hmm. How big you think?
Like,
Something like
about
that?
Is that how big you want your bread?
Yeah,
Yeah.
works for me.
Okay. So then we just sprinkle a little bit on top, kind of give it a little rub to make it form into that ball. And it's going to sit here just like this on the counter for about a half an hour. And this is just its final rise. It doesn't really get too much bigger, but it just kind of rests since we've been working on it. Moistens that flour that's been added to it up a little bit so that we can add it to a hot Dutch oven that has a lid. Anything that has a lid you can use, any kind of glass or aluminum container that's got a lid. You can go ahead and start using that. We'll actually put it in the oven maybe about 15 minutes before this is done rising to have that hot pan to put it in. So we'll let this rise and be right back.
All right, see you in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, it's been sitting for about 30 minutes now. This is a hot pot, so be careful not to burn yourself. I've just drizzled a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of it. You can use coconut oil, any oil of your choice. I'm going to have you scoop that up into a little ball. Place it gently inside of there. Again, try not to burn yourself. It is still a little sticky, but kind of scoop it up.
Something like that?
Yeah, a little bit. It's going to look a little weird because it's just first time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting loaf, but that's perfect.
All right, I'm
We're
learning.
going to go ahead and have it like that. What we're going to do is actually cover it. You can put a little crisscross in the top, make it pretty. It really doesn't matter. We're going to cover it, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it in an oven. I did not have the top hot. I just put the bottom part has to be hot. Your top doesn't have to be. You can if you want to, but it just works better if the bottom's hot so it gets that good crust on the bottom of the bread.
All right.
So we'll get it in a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. Take the lid off for another 15. And we will show you the result in a moment.
Okay guys, it's been 45 minutes. And you know after 30 minutes you're supposed to take the lid off of the bread while it was still in the oven. But we put the lid back on for dramatic effect. Now if you want to see the greatest looking artisan bread there ever was, let me show you. Oh my gosh.
Kind of hard to mess it up. It's a pretty decent loaf of bread. Really healthy for you. There's 4 ingredients in it. No sugars, no added preservatives, nothing like that. And you just let it cool in there. Slice it up and you guys are good to go.
Okay, you don't get any. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all can come on over and share it.
As you can see, it's real easy to make this bread. Can't mess it up. It's pretty much foolproof. So, yeah.
Yeah, you saw when I was trying to put the dough in the pot here that it was kind of deforming on me. It wasn't a perfect circle, but in the end it turned out looking pretty good, and it definitely tastes good. So
Yeah, we've had some deformed loaves before when I was learning how to make it. It's not anything that's going to upset the taste of your bread. Just make sure that you do use at least a 3-quart dish. It doesn't have to be this cast iron, but anything 3-quart with a lid. First half hour, it does have to be covered. Last 15 minutes, you can take it off. Some people will use foil if they haven't, but we stay away from foil, so I just recommend a lid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Real
Go out,
easy.
make you some bread, and enjoy that
Yeah.
stuff. So, and don't forget to check us out at hayseedhomestead.com, our Facebook page, which is,
Hayseed Homestead Healing. That's our Facebook group.
and on our Instagram, Hayseed Homestead.
Yeah, check us out.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you later.
Bye.